And now we fly down the hill towards Eau Rouge, and look at it snake up the hill. 15-20 minutes or so after I finished the race, I threw up.
This video is made possible by the following cuties. You can check out the gear they provide for me in the description below.
Hey guys, Jimmy here, and welcome back to another video. So you guys have probably heard of VR by now, and if you're a fan of the channel, you'll know that I've used VR for a lot of videos. I think that virtual reality is probably the closest you can get to having the feeling of sitting in a real-life racing car without actually doing so. But in reality, VR twats like myself, we make up the minority of general users, which is why big franchises, in this case F1, don't usually include VR support, which is usually met by the sea of smooth-brained commentators being all like, no VR, no buy, you can possibly play a game without virtual reality. No, wouldn't hear of it, no. But this video is actually for you weirdos who don't play stuff unless you have VR, because I recently watched a video by Terrell Woods, who is a bit of a virtual reality specialist, on how he got his VR headset working with F1 2020. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying that out on video, live, sort of, well, recorded. My live, it's live for me, alright, it's my life. Now, disclaimer, I have had a go in this already, and one of the things that I'm quite scared of is being sick, because whilst this game sort of works on VR, the motion tracking is a little bit laggy and not quite 100% accurate, which your brain, which of course has evolved to sort of try and keep you alive, assumes you've been poisoned and just goes, right, eject! So I'm going to try my best to get through a 5-lap race. Anything more than that, and I think I'm in serious risk of doing what I just mentioned. And for the first time on video on this channel, play one of the F1 games in VR. So this is damn weird. It's not running the best, I must admit. We have got a little bit of lag inside the headset, but here we are on board in Lando Norris's McLaren for 5 laps at Spa. I'm already starting to feel that familiar feeling in my stomach of when I first started using VR, and I'm really hoping we can make it through the race, but we'll give it a go. So here we are on the grid then in our McLaren. Racing Point ahead of us. Try and get a good start. Oh, it wasn't a good start. Use that overtake button down towards the source for the first time. Cover the inside. Yeet up to the source. Look at the apex. There's a Ferrari there. Racing Point to the outside. There goes the Red Bull. Overtake back on again. And now we fly down the hill towards Eau Rouge. And look at it snake up the hill. It's so weird doing this in VR because it sort of half works. I can see all the stuff in 3D, but I can't really move my head that well in the cockpit. So I'm just getting used to that. Overtake still on. As we go up a straight, I'm going to put onto rich mix and then down to medium as we come down till they come for the first time. Oh, I get biffed by a Racing Point there. I think I'm free now coming into, well, they come, the exit anyway. There we go, nice. And something that I'm going to do in this video that I don't usually do anymore is I'm going to just show you guys the entire race, no cuts unless I be sick violently. Give you guys the experience of what it's like to actually drive this in virtual reality. It is something very odd indeed. I can tell you that now. I'm not really bothered about my race result at all, more just getting round and getting round in one piece. It's actually my first laps of Spa you're seeing now, so not quite up to speed yet, but the sensation of turning in is still very, very similar to that on other VR titles. The only thing that doesn't really work properly is that when you look from side to side, you have to really look from side to side to get it to turn, and even so, you still sort of miss out a bit of the camera angle. It doesn't quite feel correct, but it's not too far off. We're losing out to the AI in front. I'm not sure if I'm on Lee Mix now. Now I'm on Rich. I'm having to guess where I am. I can't quite see that menu, even though you guys can probably see it just fine. Braking just past 100 into the source. Not the source, sorry, into the hairpin, the bus stop. The source coming up. Nice to see this version of Spa still sucks. Thank you, Cody's. 1 lap down, and I haven't thrown up just yet. So, is it any good? No. It's all right. Like, you couldn't do this for a long period of time. I feel already like I'm having to minimise where I'm looking, minimise my head movements to try and make sure that I'm not going to be sick. A lot of the menu and stuff is planted on the screen, so whilst I can turn my camera angle, the screen moves with it. So that bit there on the right hand side of my fuel mix, I can't see that right now. I'm just guessing where I am based on position. See if we can get this Racing Point. No, not quite. I'm going to try my best to stay with it though. not sure this driving is like it's actually pretty bad right now as well. What place am I in? P9 right now, not so bad for a Macca. Holding off the rest of them, that racing point is pretty quick. But to set this video up, I've probably linked to it already, but there's a video in the description which is basically what I use to set this up. It's not free to do this. You have to download a program which costs about 30 quid. To be honest, I wouldn't say it's worth the money if you're just trying it out for now, because it's very early on. But Tyrell Woods, the guy who, I think I'm saying his name right, the guy who made that video, seems to be working on this quite actively to try and make it more and more usable. So if you're someone who really wants to get on this and get this working, then maybe it's worth going and subscribe to him. I'll put his channel in the description. But for now, I've got to just focus on what I'm doing. So, from my perspective, the wheel is far too stretched. I'm running all the recommended settings. When you move your head up and down like that, it's the wrong way. Everything seems like it's inverted for me, which is quite difficult. It's not actually inverted though, because when I turn, the camera does move to that way. But it feels like it's inverted, which I think is why half the reason I'm feeling a little bit ill already. I'm only in lap 2. Well, lap 3, I guess. So, a couple more laps left. We'll try and keep it going. Don't want to do a Mark Webber. That would not be ideal. In the helmet. Turn on the rich mix. Try and avoid this guy behind. I can hear him now. I can't quite see him. I turn my mirror off for like realism, but I still can't see anything in the mirrors to my right and to my left. Unless I really do that, and I still can't see him. Oh, that's a Renault. Oh, I shouldn't have looked to the right then. Oh, my body did not like that one bit. Come on. Breathe, Jimmy. So yeah, if you suffer motion sickness and you can just about stomach VR usually, this will test you. It's testing me right now. I don't usually suffer motion sickness, but I'm starting to feel it creeping in, which I do not want. Do not want to be sick. Not on the camera. That's not ideal. No idea what my fuel mix either. I'm just again guessing based on hand position. It didn't take me long to set this up though. You need a VR headset. You need a couple of programs, and it took me about half an hour to get set up and working to this point. And again, this game, I know I'm sort of giving it some shit for not being fantastic in VR right now, but this game doesn't support this at all. This is a completely sort of third-party effort. And the fact that it works at all is a miracle. The fact that I can see those cars are far away, I can see it 3D. I feel like I'm going under this gantry right now. That all feels realistic, if not a little bit delayed. I really hope my webcam hasn't crashed yet. My webcam's been crashing a lot recently. If it has, then oopsie daisy. We'll get over it. Through there. Nicely. You'll probably see if my webcam hasn't crashed that I am not moving my head too much still. I'm still making sure that I can get through this in one piece. Right, lap 4 even. My brain's actually like melting a bit doing this because it's trying to keep itself from being ill at the same time as, as driving and commentating at the same time. I'm quite glad we're on lap 4 or 5 though. I'm looking forward to that last lap already. And something else you might notice, and I've had to run a color correction filter, is that the game is quite dark for some reason. I don't really know why that is in this. It lowers the brightness substantially, but I've changed it around a little bit. God, I'm driving terribly right now. Oh, come on. Just trying not to move my head so much. If I do move up, moving it the wrong way so I can actually look the right way. Yeah, this is definitely inverted. I don't know how I'd fix that. Whew, okay. Yeah, the big looks either side are where the issues start coming in. But you also get the feeling when you're on board here that the track isn't quite as accurate as you'd like it to be from this perspective. You can sort of see where all the weird elevation bumps are that don't exist there in other versions of the circuit, or where there isn't elevation where there should be. It's an interesting perspective this. Right, okay, come on. A lap and a half to go. I can feel myself feeling unwell. So we're going to really do our best now to keep our heads straight. Come on, Jimmy. Last time this happened was a drifting video a few years ago. I've not had any issues since. But then again, I've not played weird VR since. Come on, one more lap. I'll be happy to keep P10 if I can. Right, run away. I can hear the train behind me too.
This is your final lap of the race.
Oh, thank God. feel like Perez did at Hungary. I feel lightheaded, man. Not even lightheaded, just like stomached. Oh no. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Getting sideways was not a good idea. No. No, don't hit me. Wait, that's why. Yeah, that's my button. Don't know which button I'm using for DRS. Keep him there. I can't look over at all. There's no chance of me looking over to see where he is because I just end up feeling absolutely terrible. But to be honest, you know what? Whilst this isn't the most comfortable experience, it is like a step in the right direction. If there is third-party support that can get this game, even for a minute, thinking like I'm actually in VR, that's impressive, and it's something that I think needs to be worked on. Maybe it's going to be a while before I try it again. This will be my first and only experience, I think, doing this until it's a bit more advanced, but it sort of works. Just don't move your head. Otherwise you'll be violently sick. But it's all 3D. The car perspective and the shaping's a little bit off, but you kind of get used to it when you're not looking directly at the wheel. Okay, right, come on. Use my ERS up the hill. Try my best. Just try my best. Bottas wins it. Nice. Just about spot that at the top of the screen. Come on. Let's get a point. One last turn in. One last turn out. And there you go. My first VR race in F1 2020. And that's coming off straight away.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Okay, so I'm not quite 100% where I'm going to be putting this in the recording, but about 15-20 minutes or so after I finished the race, I threw up. I thought I just about had a handle on it, but as soon as I got up to like go and get some water, like I just felt terrible straight away. And that's what bad VR can do to you. It just messes with your brain. It just messes you right up. But regardless of that, I've got to say thank you to Tyrell Wood for putting this all together. Obviously it needs some work before it can be released to the masses, because if that affected me, and I'm a bit of a VR veteran now, I hate to think what it would do to someone who's never used VR before. But the fact that it's being worked on is a step in the right direction and something that we should encourage. And also I've got to say a massive thank you as always to my Patreons and to my sponsors of the channel. Thank you for all the support you keep giving me. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe if you did. Take care, have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.